So this is an interesting thought experiment. What watch would you make if you were collaborating with a brand? Is there any watch you want to change or add improvements to? What would you make? My good friend and fellow YouTuber, Adrian Barker, has kind of done just that. So this is the new Christopher Ward Green 15, and this has been made in collaboration with Bark & Jack. It is the chassis of the C60 Trident Lumiere, but with quite a few aesthetic changes that really feel like Adrian. This is a collaboration truly done right. You can see both influences clearly there, and I really like what they've done with this. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and on this channel we just talk all things watches. Even if you're not new here, all those things still apply. A little bit of housekeeping before we go any further. This video is not sponsored. No money has traded hands. I've not been gifted anything. Adrian just asked if I wanted to review this watch when it came out. I said, hell yeah, brother, like Hulk Hogan, and here we are. So when I learned this collaboration was happening, I immediately knew two things. One, it was going to be black and highly legible because it's Adrian, and two, it was going to be a tool watch. I think his input has made this already very capable diver even more true to genre, with the lume and added legibility with the circular indices and rectangular ones at 369. It's kind of like the Pelagus 39 for people who don't like the snowflake hand. Let's talk specifications. So this carries over everything from the Lumiere that we know and love. A case diameter of 41 millimeters, thickness of 10.85 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug of 47.9 millimeters. The proportions really work on wrist. Here it is on my 5.5-inch wrist versus my husband's 7-inch wrist. I say it every review, and I'm gonna say it right now. This is probably a little bit too large for my wrist and absolutely perfect on my husband's wrist. This has been made with the average to larger wrist size in mind, and I'd recommend it for a 6.5-inch wrist to 8-inch wrist. Something I should say is that this is notably thin for a diver. They are usually 12 to 15 millimeters due to the height of the bezel. For example, the Rolex Submariner is 12 millimeters thick. So nicely done, Christopher Ward. Keeping on with the specifications, this has 300 meters of water resistance, grade 2 titanium material, and a unidirectional bezel with ceramic insert. Spec-wise, this has it all. This is their top-of-the-range dive watch, and this comes with everything we'd expect. Which leads us to the movement. This is powered by the Sellita SW300-1, COSC certified with 56 hours of power reserve. So this is a premium movement with that COSC certification and certainly contributes to that thin case profile. Looking at the case back, we have a really considered, thought through, and well-decorated number with B and J at the center, marking this collaboration. I've said it so many times, and you're going to hear me say it again, but I almost always prefer a well-decorated closed case back over a display one. Actually, this might be a good place to talk about what's different. So that was mostly what was the stuff that carried over from the Lumiere, minus the case back. Design-wise, I think this is very Adrian. The changes are subtle and inconspicuous, but also very considered and deliberate. So the first thing I noticed was the indices, now featuring circular and rectangular markers, with 12 o'clock remaining triangular. Gone is the Fume dial, and now has a flat matte dial, really cool effect on it, and the overall design feels very subdued, but fit for purpose. Now onto the less obvious things. At 6 o'clock it might look normal, but there's a matte black Bark & Jack logo, barely perceivable until you shine a UV light on it. But it is not lumed to keep the watch pared back even in low light conditions. More lume stuff. This watch is called the Green 15, as the first 15 minutes on the bezel are in green superluminova, full markings on the bezel, and a mil-sub inspired dot in the triangle. If you're a lume nerd, this will all be pretty exciting. And I will say lume is the distinct feature of the Lumiere. I mean, it's literally called the Lumiere. The markers are three-dimensional with thick globs of globalite, creating a really distinct, highly legible effect. Final change, the Green 15 comes with the grade 2 titanium bracelet and a complimentary Bark & Jack strap with a UV torch so you can show your very uninterested husband or wife or partner how cool the lume is, and they'll indulge you because they love you. Something I should say, if you do like these, if you're wanting to get one, I highly recommend you do it quite soon. These are limited, not by number, but by a time window, available until February 12th at 5 p.m. GMT. So I do a likes and dislikes in every review, but I'm trying a new thing where I do the dislikes first so we can end the video on a high. I hate that I can't find many things that I dislike about this. People are going to say I'm a shill, or I'm just trying to help my friend, or oh, I'm a shill for Christopher Ward, but I'm not. These are my honest thoughts, my honest opinions. I just really like this watch. I think Adrian's input really shows the enthusiast side. Like, this is a watch that is going to speak to a lot of people. It's really well executed. It's just a good watch. People might complain about the use of grade 2 titanium over grade 5. I'm not as nitpicky about that, especially for the price. So these are £2,150 or $2,995 USD, no tariff. A complaint I might find, if you made me find one, is that it's almost too inoffensive. It's almost clinical, but I think that is offset by the Lumiere Global Light, which makes it feel a little bit more characterful and playful. I do not like the Trident counterbalance, but that might be all I can muster up. Now, looking at the things I like, number one, I think the case is worth talking about. So Christopher Ward calls this their light catcher case. It's angular, well finished. It has a nice curve to it. It almost hugs your wrist and melts into you. It's a beautiful wearing watch. Number two, the titanium looks badass. Great dark effect, very light feeling in hand, all the things we expect from the material. Number three, this clearly had design input from an enthusiast and not a designer, in the best way possible. It's a collaboration between designers and an enthusiast, and it really brings out the best of Adrian's sensibilities and preferences, but still executed in a very Christopher Ward way. It makes a lot of sense. For the loom, I mean, 2 colors, added UV bark and jack. It's really fun and tasteful design choices. And 5, finally, the straps. When I think of bark and jack, I think of straps. Not NATO. Please don't sue them again. What do we call them? Fabric straps? But this is the detail that really solidified the collaboration for me. It reminds me a little bit of Vacheron Constantin in the Overseas, which comes standard with the bracelet, rubber, and leather. This is the Tool Watch Bark and Jack version. It's still very special and made for this watch. A very classy touch. This next 60 seconds will be very self-indulgent, so skip over it if you want. But Adrian's channel was one of the reasons I started making videos. His style felt like talking to your friend about watches and being a part of their journey. He is one of my closest friends in the watch industry and was championing me even when I was a very small channel, when I was very green. Even when I went to Watches and Wonders last year, he was one of the first people emailing me saying, "Do you have appointments yet? Can I put you in touch with anyone? Do you have this person's email? Do you want to get in with them?" And then we have Christopher Ward, and it's kind of a similar story. They were one of the first brands, like real legit brands, that wanted to work with me and send me watches and let me review their pieces. They are one of my favorite brands to work with. And even like on a friendship level, there have been times where I've been going through dark times as a creator. It's not always fun making videos, and they've always been really supportive of me. So all this is to say, when I learned these two were coming together, I of course wanted to get the watch through to review, and I'm blown away by what they created together. I genuinely think Adrian should do more stuff like this. Maybe even like do some consulting for watch designs and giving an enthusiast perspective on things. I don't know, does that job exist? If it doesn't, it should, and if it does, hire Adrian. Anyways, guys, great job. I think these are awesome. They knocked it out of the park. If you want to lock one of these down and you're watching before February 12th, I'll put the link in my description. Make it happen, Captain. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just, if you want it, that will help. I personally think the watch is great, aside from all the bark and jack stuff. Ugh. Great watch. Shame about the bark and jack. I'm kidding. I just had to balance out all the gushing I just did. Thank you for your viewership, and thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Thank you to the all tier patrons, but the Pope tier patrons get their names on the screen. Pope tier patrons, hello. If I seem tired in this video, it's because I am. I've had a very busy week, a very crazy week, and I'm not sleeping very well. So that's that. But this isn't about me. This is about you. Thank you so much for supporting my weird little channel. Thank you so much for making this a commercially, financially viable thing for me to do. I hope you keep enjoying watches forever. Even if you don't enjoy this channel forever, they're awesome, you're awesome, and thank you so much for your support.